Hi everyone, I hope you all are doing good. My name is Praveen Menon and I'm Microsoft Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations Lead Functional Consultant working with IX Services. So in this session, I'm going to give you a brief introduction and information of getting started with Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations. So what is Dynamics 365? Dynamics 365 comprises of two platforms. One is the Dynamics 365 applications and the other is Dynamics 365 Power Platform. Finance and Operations is one of the apps which is available under Dynamics 365 applications. It has apps like Sales, Services, Finance and Operations, Remote Assist, etc. Similarly, when it comes to Dynamics 365 Power Platform, they comprise of Power BI, Power Apps, Power Automate, Power Virtual Agents, etc. Now these two platforms combine together to form Dynamics 365. Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations is a web-based application. It is similar to one of Microsoft's own product, which is Internet Explorer, or now what is called as Microsoft Edge. As soon as a user logs in, he or she would first be able to see the dashboard. The dashboard contains certain tiles pertaining to his operations. The top right corner basically shows the user information with which we have logged in into the system. Right next to it is the help and support. For example, if a new person has joined the organization and he's into the procurement and sourcing department, however, he is not familiar with the process that needs to be followed in the ERP to create a purchase order. He can simply go to the help and support, and under the help, he can filter with the content purchase order. Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations is going to list down all the contents in Microsoft documentation with the relevant content. Here in this case, if he clicks on this link to create a purchase order, system is going to show a list of all the steps that needs to be performed in order to create a purchase order. Next to the help and support is basically the settings which the user can use to view or change the system settings of his profile. For example, if he wishes to change the date format or the language, he can do it from the settings option. Next to the settings is the notification pane or the action center. Let us say that there are certain notifications which the system would like to prompt the user. Then all those notifications would be appearing in this particular action center. Next to the notification pane is a list of legal entities. Let us say there are multiple legal entities in the ERP which is configured. However, the user has been given access only to one particular legal entity. In that case, he will not be able to go to any of the other legal entities other than the one which he has been assigned to. To the top center, you can see the search function of Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations. The search mechanism is used for finding or navigating to a specific page or workspace that appears in the navigation pane or to a dashboard. The search keywords are matched not only to the caption of the navigation element but also to the corresponding path. For example, if I were to type sales here, system is going to bring all the content which is there in the Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations which is related to sales. This information could either be a transaction, a master data, or a parameter setup. As you can see on the screen, the system has given a list of all the contents which has got to do with sales. Here in this case, it has brought sales agreement classifications, which is nothing but a master. Now, if I were to talk about transactions, system has given me sales agreements and also along with the navigation path. If it is for the parameters, you can see the parameters over here as well. It is also possible for a person using Dynamics 365 to not be familiar with a navigation path of a particular master or a transaction. In this case, the search engine plays an important role in identifying the correct path related to the master or transaction. The dashboard also gives you an information about the calendar. Right below the calendar, there is information related to work items that have been assigned to me as a user. For example, if there are any transactions for which I need to make an action related to acceptance, rejection, delegation, I can easily view all those transactions from here and make their respective actions as well. For example, clicking on that hyperlink has taken me directly into that particular transaction. Now from here, me being a user, I can either approve, reject, request change, delegate this particular transaction's approval requirement. The left side of the dashboard is the main navigation pane. As you can see, clicking on the home button is going to take me directly to the home screen of the ERP. Right below it, I have add to favorites option. For example, I am a person who is belonging to the procurement and sourcing department, and my duty is normally creation of suppliers, purchase orders, etc. Every time I need to create an order or a vendor, I don't need to navigate all the way to procurement and sourcing, purchase orders and all purchase orders. All you need to do is once just add it to your favorites, and every time you need to navigate to that particular form, all you need to do is go to favorites and then click on that respective form. As I said initially, Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations is similar to one of Microsoft's own product, that is Microsoft Edge. Just like the browser, how it keeps track of each and every browser-based data which a user accesses, the Dynamics 365 also does the same action. As you can see on the screen, under the recent, I have all those forms and master data which I have accessed in the past. System keeps a track of all the forms that I've accessed very frequently, so that if I need to navigate to any of those forms, all I need to do is go to the recent and click on the respective task or transaction. Right below the recent option is the workspace. The workspace that you can see over here is nothing but these tiles which is available on the dashboard. The workspace provides an overview of activities that a user performs in Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations. They are a centralized collection of system information based around specific topics. There are many default workspaces that are provided on Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations dashboard. Each tile here opens a different workspace focusing on a specific transaction or task or priority. So let us now talk about some productive features of having a workspace. A workspace basically gives a 360-degree view of activities. There is absolutely no need to navigate to multiple lists or transaction path. It also gives you answers to specific questions, such as are there urgent cases that needs to be attended? How difficult will my workload be? Are there any cases which are difficult to be solved? Etc. It also provides an insight by comparing multiple sources of data. It provides a bigger picture view that might be difficult to achieve when only looking at a list in specific modules. Also, having a workspace is like having a less time spent filtering the results that are desired. It provides a direct access to the tasks. It provides link to certain reports which would want to be retrieved by the users. For example, if I were to go to customer payments dashboard, you can see on the left it is giving me a summary of all the payments which have not yet been posted in the system, which are only created and in draft mode. It'll show me a list of all the payment journals which have not yet been posted and have been assigned to me for either for approval or rejection or for delegation actions. It shows me electronic payments which are sent and which needs bank confirmation. It shows me customers which have their invoices which are due as of today's date, all the deposit slips, all the customers that are there in this particular legal entity, and the customers which have been put on hold. These styles that you see over here are easily configurable by the users as well. To the right, you can see customer transactions. As you can see here, there is a default transaction list that is invoices past due, where it is showing me a list of all the invoices with the customer name, their due dates, the currency, the amount, and the balance. Similarly, if I go to payments not settled, it's going to show me all those payments which have not yet been settled with the respective invoices. Also, I have a provision to find a particular transaction, either by the invoice number or by the customer account code, etc. To the right, I have related information, for example, reports. If I have to run a customer aging report, I don't need to navigate all the way to accounts receivable, inquiries and reports, and then customer aging report. All I need to do is, if I'm a person who is having access to the AR side, then I can directly go to the workspace. Now, from this particular workspace, I have access to customer aging report, customer balance list report with credit limit, all the important reports which has got to do with my duty.